Pradhana means subtler matter, such as ether. Purusha means the spiritual spark living entities who are entangled in that subtle material existence. These may also be described as Paraprakriti and Aparaprakriti, as stated in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna, being the controller of both the Prakritis, is thus the master of Pradhana and Purusha. In the Vedic hymns also, the Supreme Brahman is described as Anta Pravishtaha Sasta. This indicates that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is controlling everything and entering into everything. The Brahma Samhita further confirms this. Andhantarastha Paramana Chayantarastham. He has entered not only the universes, but even the atoms. In Bhagavad Gita 10.42, Krishna also says, Vishtabhyam idam kritstam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead controls everything by entering into everything. By associating constantly with the Supreme Personality in his heart, Dhruva Maharaj naturally became equal to the greatest Brahman by his association, and thus became the heaviest, and the entire universe trembled. In conclusion, a person who always concentrates on the transcendental form of Krishna within his heart can very easily strike the whole world with wonder at his activities. This is the perfection of the yoga performance, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 6.47. Yoginamapi sarvesham. Of all yogis, the bhakti yogi who thinks of Krishna always within his heart and engages in his loving transcendental service is the topmost. Ordinary yogis can exhibit wonderful material activities known as Ashtasiddhi, 8 kinds of yogic perfection, but a pure devotee of the Lord can surpass these perfections by performing activities which make the whole universe tremble. Hare Krishna. We'll chant the Mangala Charan prayer. If you know it, please unmute and chant alongside with me. Hare Krishna. Om Agyantimirandasya Gyananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sachivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parichana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Brinda Vaneshwari Vrishnavanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shrimati Radha Swami Namine Hare Krishna. So, this topic has many instructions, this particular text, and also it is addressing a very fundamental issue. Many of us who are on the path of bhakti have joined it for some reason. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, four kinds of people approach him. They are one who is very inquisitive. There is a person who, say, like in his previous life, he wasn't able to complete his journey back home to Godhead, gets the opportunity now to continue where he left off at. And such a person also instinctively, spontaneously comes to Krishna. The third type of a person is in material distress, whatever it be, some kind of a distress. And he goes, to God and he says, "Oh God, please help me." And finally, the fourth kind of a person is who wants some material gain. Four kinds of people come to him. So it doesn't matter, whatever be the reason why one approaches Krishna. Krishna will eventually turn that person into a devotee. And we can see in this particular chapter, this pastime of Dhruva Maharaj is he approached Krishna, God, for a material gain. He wanted a kingdom which is greater than his great grandfather, Brahma. Brahma, who is the architect of the entire material creation. So, Dhruva Maharaj, in his spirit, little boy, young boy of 5 years old, he wanted something which was even greater than his great grandfather. Why? Because he had taken slight at an insult. His father, the pastime. His father didn't allow him to sit, his stepmother didn't allow him to sit on his father's lap. And that's how the whole pastime starts. Hare Krishna. Now, there are in the Shastras, there are many passages, there are many pastimes, there are many texts, there are so many instructions. Just reading this will be bewildering. Literally, there are portions which are contradictory, apparently contradictory, dear devotees. It appears to be contradictory. Now, Krishna, for example, who is infinite, he is greater than the greatest, bigger than the biggest, ever expanding. How is it that he can shrink to that size and enter within the space between atoms? How is it possible? So, all these things, if we look at whatever our mind has been trained or accustomed to understanding as truth of facts, it will be um, totally in opposition to all that. So then we say, oh, it is a belief. We need to believe in something. I mean, yes, belief is necessary to understand things which are beyond our capabilities or capacities. But beyond belief is what we call the faith. Faith is something, the confidence. Faith is the confidence that we have in something. How will you get the confidence in something? You get the confidence in something when you have an experience of it. Hare Krishna. So, when we see in the Shastras so many passages which appear to be contradictory to us, so one way to respond to it is that, oh, these must be just stories, these may be metaphors to explain a certain point. But no, it is actually factual what is there in the Shastras. Now, for this very reason, how do you know it? For this very reason, um, I forget the Maharaj's name, please forgive me. Who is Hari Kishore Prabhu's Gurudev? Radha
Yeah,
Govind.
Govinda Maharaj.
Radha Govind Swami Maharaj. He says that scriptures are not just text, scriptures are context. And to understand this context, you need the Guru and Sadhu. So, Guru, Sadhu, and Shastras. Shastras talk about what is reality, what is truth. And then the guru is the one who can explain, he can show you what the truth is, he can tell you what the truth is. So, in this particular pastime, when Dhruva Maharaj, through a lot of austerities, yesterday we discussed about the austerities Dhruva Maharaj performed, and then finally he got the darshan of Vishnu, correct? Finally, it happened. Now, during this process, what is Dhruva Maharaj doing? He's totally absorbed in the thoughts of Vishnu, Krishna. Vishnu and Krishna is the same. And the intensity with which he was doing this and his austerity, when Vishnu entered into his heart, the entire universe started trembling. Now, we may look at it as a 5-year-old boy. This is just a ordinary way of thinking. A 5-year-old boy, how much must he be weighing? Correct? What is the weight of the earth? What is the weight of the entire universe? How is all this possible? So we may say, oh, it is just fairy tale, it is mythology, or whatever it is, it could be discarded. But the acharyas have given an explanation as to how this is possible. How is this possible? Now, if we read the Shastras, it mentions that Brahman, so Prabhupada in this purport has said, Brahman is a very significant word. What is Brahman? Brahman is the effulgence of Krishna. Now, Krishna has a bodily luster. Now, our body is made of matter. Matter is dull. However, Krishna and we also are spiritual entities, part and parcel of him, has a quality of luster, the effulgence, what we call it. Now, this effulgence of Krishna's unlimited. He's ever expanding. This effulgence also is ever expanding. It's part and parcel of Krishna. It's not something separate. So that is part of Krishna, just like sunshine is part of the sun. You cannot separate both and keep them aside. So, like this, the Brahman is also ever expanding, and the Brahman is all encompassing. There's nothing which is outside of the Brahman. Everything, it is encompassing everything. Matter and spirit, both. Hare Krishna. That's what it is. Now, Krishna, when a devotee is so absorbed in thoughts of Krishna, is so absorbed in serving him, what happens in such a state? Krishna enters his heart. Now, when we say Krishna enters his heart, isn't Krishna in the heart of everybody as Paramatma? Yes, he is in the heart of everybody. What this means is that consciousness that a person has, that consciousness is fully spiritualized. And though we may have this external dress, this form of the material body that we have, dear devotees, our consciousness is fully spiritualized. So when Krishna has entered into Dhruva Maharaj's body, just that weight, can you imagine the Brahman which encompasses everything, what it would be? So the entire creation, matter as well as spiritual realities, it starts trembling with the weight. Hare Krishna. So what we see over here is a couple of points we should remember, that when we come across certain passages, or if there is a uh, text or an instruction, it may be either bewildering or a doubt, which is fine. Look at it as an opportunity to learn more about that subject matter, rather than the knee-jerk reaction devotees of, oh, it doesn't fit into my pigeonhole of understanding, so discard it like this, discard it like that. That kind of an attitude slowly will erode the faith that we spoke about, the confidence, the trust, it slowly erodes. And finally, it can just, whatever we have built can just get washed away. Of course, it washed away in the sense, uh, whatever you do in devotional service never gets taken away. It is permanent to your credit. But the opportunity to continue on this path, that gets, um, that's an obstacle that gets stopped. So whenever there are these things, we have a doubt, we have a question, always raise the question, ask the question. The Bible, today is Christmas Eve, tomorrow is Lord Jesus Christ's appearance. So what does the Bible say? Ask and thou shalt receive. So similarly, when we have questions, when we have doubts, raise these questions. And of course, there is a method in which the question has to be raised. The question should be raised in a mood of learning, in humility, not in a mood of challenge. Many people come with preconceived notions, and when they see passages like this, they will challenge. How is it possible? Prove it to me. What this means is that person already knows the answer. The answer which he knows is factual, it is the truth. And now he's asking you to disprove his, whatever he thinks is the truth. Basically, you're wrong and I'm right. In such a level of arrogance, there is no learning at all. No learning. He'll not see the truth. He'll continue to remain in the state of arrogance, bewilderment, in an illusion. That's what will happen. So when we have a question, ask it. And then whoever you asked it to, a person who knows more than you do will be able to explain it to you. Now, there was this question asked to Jayadvaita Swami. Suppose you have a question and you ask it to a particular Vaishnava, and that Vaishnava gives you an answer. And the answer may not fully answer your question. So, what do you do? Could you go and ask another Vaishnava? Would it be an aparad to the first Vaishnava to so-called it minimized his position? So Jayadvaita Swami says, no, it's perfectly all right because you have the truth and different persons have different realizations of the truth. Truth is the truth itself. Truth is the truth. If I come out in the sun and I see the sun, I'm going to say it is something brilliant. That is my realization that sun is brilliant. Someone else goes out, it is warm. It has this heat. Someone else sees it, he'll say, oh, it is so beautiful when the sun is rising or when the sun is the splendor, whatever. There are so many ways. So the Maharaj says is, yes, if it is, you could always approach another Vaishnav and ask your question. But the operative word, dear devotees, is ask in a mood of learning, ask in the mood of uh, humility. Hare Krishna. So another point Prabhupada has raised in this particular purport is that, the impersonalists, they say, oh, it's just Brahman, and Brahman is ever expanding, it's ever expanding. So what does this mean by it? Brahman is ever expanding. Brahman is ever expanding because that source of the Brahman itself, Krishna, is unlimited. Brahman is not impersonal. Brahman is an attribute of a person. We should understand this very clearly. Brahman is the attribute of a person, the supreme person, Krishna. So Brahman is not impersonal. Krishna is within everything and he is outside of everything also, simultaneously. How is this possible? So if we say, if there is something, you take it, you put it in your pocket, it's no longer outside, it's inside your pocket. So how can it also be outside over there? So this is how a narrow way of thinking is. But if you think a little bit, expand your thinking a little more, we have everyday examples in front of us, which we may choose to ignore. For example, There is space within a body. Within a body, there is space, and there is space outside a body also. How is that possible? There's water inside a body, and there's water also available outside. So, dear devotees, what we can understand is a couple, to recap, couple of things is there are instances and passages in the scriptures, and it may seem to be contradictory, but it is not. When it appears to be contradictory or if it appears to be confusing, ask the question. Do not feel shy. Many of us in a gathering feel that if I ask a question and it seems to answer seems to be very obvious, will I look silly? No, no question is silly. Not knowing is not ignorance, dear devotees. Not wanting to know, that is to remain in ignorance. So ask the question in a mood of learning and humility, and understand this concept of Brahman, the all-encompassing. It is the container. You can look at it as the container of everything. Brahman is the part and parcel of Krishna. It is not something separate. It is ever expanding, but it is Krishna's. Brahman is also an attribute of Krishna's. Hare Krishna. We have a couple of minutes. If somebody has a question or a comment, you could please unmute. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandot Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for wonderful class, as usual. Yeah, you mentioned when we come in bhakti, initially we are thinking about like material things, but eventually Krishna reveals the knowledge, and then we don't feel like initially we came for prasadam. Now we are not thinking about prasadam at all. We are thinking about how to chant more, how to serve others, right? So Krishna is so merciful, right? He is just giving and asking about question also. Yeah, sometimes people want to ask like to make you down. Like they are not like we say tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadakshinte te jnanam dhyaninas tattvadarshina. So our bhav should be like humble, asking like getting knowledge, not for making someone down or criticizing. So very nice point, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Very good. So over to you, Madhupati Prabhu.
Thank you, Amrita Babu. We would like to wish everybody a safe and Krishna conscious day ahead. And we'd like to offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Ram, Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram, Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Shri Nrsimha
Jai
Jai
Nrsimha,
Nrsimha
Jai
Jai Jai
Nrsimha, Jai
Nrsimha
Jai
Praladesha Jaya
Prahlad,
Padma
Jaya
Mukha
Padma
Bringam
Padma Bringam.
Ugravira
Vidam
Mahavishnu Jalantam
Mahavishnu
Sarvatam Kam
Jalantam
Nrsimham Vishwanam Bhadram Nityam Nityam Namiham Nrsimha Bhagwana Ki Jai
Jai.
Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai बहुत प्रेम
Jai.
हरि
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare Bol. Thank you, Amritandan
Thank
Prabhu.
you.
Thank you. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Bol.
Thank you.